welcome back to another video. My name is Becca, and today Billy will be making a delicious guacamole, and then we will be chatting about the differences that we've noticed in food cultures and foods from New Zealand to America.
Today I'm making guacamole with these New Zealand avocados. The most annoying thing is that you need 3 utensils. Take your knife, cut your avocado in the center all the way around. It's annoying when they have a big pit like that because then there's less meat. Now, press into it, turn it once, get it off. I saw online that there's a way you grab it like this. Let's see if this works. Grab it like this and push on the back, and it comes out easier. Spoon, start at the top, all the way around. Now I get my other veggies, put up. I always do red onion and lime and salt. Those are the only ingredients you need. I think I'm going to use half of this onion. Lime. These limes are from a neighbor's tree. They're very juicy, so I don't think I'm going to use the whole thing. My rule of thumb is I usually use 1 lime per 3 avocados. Ends up probably being about half a teaspoon, maybe like a 1/4 teaspoon. I kind of do it just to taste, so I usually start off with less. But the salt is important. And I add my onions. This looks like a lot of onions, so I might only do half of that amount. I'll mix it all in. Guacamole. Let's taste it. Perfect.
So this guacamole, we've been eating it like this for years now. It's only 4 ingredients, super simple and easy to make, and so delicious. A lot of other people like to add a bunch of other random ingredients like tomatoes, but this is the way to go. Yeah, we're just gonna eat chips.
We'll try to keep the crunching to a minimum.
Billy's mainly here just to eat the chips and guac. So I would say that the biggest and most obvious difference, the first one that you notice, if you will, is the fact that a lot of things are named different things here, even though they're the exact same thing. For example, courgettes, I think that's how you pronounce it, are zucchinis, and capsicums are bell peppers. They call cilantro coriander. They just call a lot of squashes pumpkins, even if they're not pumpkins. So that's kind of weird.
And then their pumpkins are smaller and green, grayish green.
Yeah, it's really weird. But we've eaten so many pumpkins because it's fall and winter time when we got here, and they're so good. Whereas in America, you pretty much only eat pumpkin if you are putting it from a can into a pie. So.
Yeah. Or
super
Halloween
tasty.
pumpkin, jack-o'-lantern.
Oh yeah, but that's not eating it. That's just using something that is food and turning it into decor.
Another big thing is kumara, which in America we call it sweet potatoes, and it's great.
Aubergine is eggplant, but we're not going to go through everything because...
Rocket.
Oh yeah, arugula is rocket here. It's really fascinating. I don't think we've gotten really tripped up with it though. Because most of the time if we say something from the States, like everybody knows what we're talking about. The next big thing that we've noticed is that they have the same food brands here, but they taste really different. The 2 that we've noticed is Doritos and Domino's. So they have a ton of other American chains here, but we try to avoid them because there's so much good food in New Zealand that we want to try, and it doesn't make sense to like go to McDonald's and stuff.
They don't have plant-based burgers at McDonald's.
Yeah. The 2 that we have tried are Doritos. So we got the purple bag of Doritos because in the US those are vegan. I'm pretty sure they are here too. But it's just crazy because they taste completely different. They actually taste like a corn chip, first of all, which I've never thought Doritos tasted like corn chips to me. And I think that there are just a lot more rules and regulations in New Zealand, so they can't put a lot of the garbage that they put onto the chips in America. Yeah, they can't do that here. So you look at the ingredients and it's actually like spices and like tomato powder and all this stuff. Whereas you look at the ingredients list on Doritos back home and it's all sorts of weird words that you've never heard of, and they're all chemicals and
MSG.
And yeah,
But not here.
MSG. That was really weird and kind of funny to notice. And then the Domino's, we went to a little kid's birthday party and that's what they were serving, and we had a slice and it was not as tasty. But again, it was probably way healthier because it's actually made with real ingredients instead of just a ton of super processed garbage. Not saying that Domino's is healthy. I'm just saying I don't think they can add as much questionable ingredients. Also, the chocolate, I think, tastes really incredible here because it's actually made out of real chocolate ingredients instead of a bunch of scientifically engineered garbage that is designed to be addictive. So yeah, it's just real food and it tastes real good. That's pretty much it.
Another difference is calories on the packaging of stuff. They're always in kilojoules instead of calories.
I look at the back of packages here and I can't even tell you how many like calories are in it because it makes no sense to me.
We should probably look that up.
Maybe.
We're still getting used to kilometers.
And Celsius.
Oh, another thing, there's not that much high fructose corn syrup in things. It's usually just either pure sugar or...
Yeah, I don't think it's a thing here. Like, I haven't noticed it in a single thing that I've eaten so far. I think they may start getting some things that are high fructose corn syrup, but it is not common or normal here. So that's a really nice thing. The next thing that we definitely picked up on very quickly here is the tea and coffee culture. It is incredibly rude if you have somebody over, anybody over, and you don't immediately offer them tea or coffee. So we have learned that. And also, Americans love coffee and they like tea, but I would say it's like ×6 here. ×10. Like, I know people that actually drink,
like
I think
5.
you said like 5 cups of coffee a day, which is mind-blowing to me.
And it's not just drip coffee or Starbucks.
It's
like
very good coffee. Along with tea and coffee, their cafes here are so good. And it's really cool because kind of every town has a cafe and it has like their own fresh bakery, and it's just like a given. In any town that you go to, you can find those things, and it's just really nice driving by them and seeing that they're always really busy, especially on the weekends and the mornings. It's just like an actual little local gathering of people just hanging out, enjoying life. And the food is always really good at the cafes. Like, we have never been to a cafe that we haven't liked the food at. There's a lot more emphasis on fresh. A lot of people actually like eating vegetables here. They get a lot of like fresh bread and fresh produce, and whereas in America I feel like it's more of a focus on overly processed foods, and that's just a given and the norm. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. But people also like their processed food here too.
Like, for example, in my hometown, you can't find a bakery. Not in my hometown or the 3 towns over.
Or if you do, it's like a cupcake bakery. It's like only sweets.
Oh yeah, it's not like a fresh, delicious bread bakery. It's a fattening cake place. And it's not even like good pastries. It's just cupcakes.
Along with cafes, each little neighborhood has dairies, which are corner stores or convenience stores. They call them dairies here. And we haven't really shopped at a dairy. We don't ever need convenience store stuff, but if we needed chips.
The only
and
time
stuff,
I've been to one is when I got ice cream. Once.
That's why they're called dairies.
Another thing about New Zealand is that the grocery stores are different, kind of. So they only have 3 main top grocery stores here, and I think because of that, there's not a lot of competition. And so that's one of the reasons that prices are so high for produce. Everything is really expensive here.
Which kind of makes me mad. That might be my only gripe, is that produce that's in season, like limes, lemons, you go walk around the street and everyone has trees on with tons of lemons or limes, and so then you go to the store and it's really expensive for those items when they should be really cheap.
And going along with that, I guess another reason the prices are so high is because a lot of it gets imported, which is really costly, obviously. But that's another reason why everything is very much more seasonally based here. Like the other day, I bought a $4 cucumber because they're not in season right now, and I really wanted to make pickles. Whereas I'm so used to in America, you go to the grocery store and there are certain fruits and veggies that are like always there, always available, and always pretty darn cheap. So that has taken some adjustment.
Same with green peppers, capsicum. They're so expensive here. Green peppers are so expensive here.
Is that just because they're not in season?
I don't know.
It is funny too, because I mean, this is a reason why a lot of people garden here, I think, because it is so much cheaper to grow your own things, and everything grows here really well. The soil is really fertile because it's volcanic, and
it always rains.
It always rains, especially in the wintertime, and it never really frosts, especially here in Auckland. So it's, yeah, we really need to up our garden game.
If we had room.
We have a little one in the backyard, but I want to add more to it.
Yeah.
So another thing that was fun coming over here is there are a lot of fruits and veggies that I have never heard of, like feijoas, and I had never really seen a persimmon before. So just a lot of different things like that that I'm getting to try for the first time, and they're all really good, and I'm so excited that I can experience those.
American grocery stores are superstores and like Walmart, Target, and they kind of have everything you need. But then I would say the produce department are usually lacking in them, and so they don't have the freshest produce.
But I mean, it is convenient. You can buy your cucumbers with your batteries.
Mm-hmm. But then they have batteries that count down here too.
That's true. They do have.
But it's not like a food store and a clothing store in the same place.
Yeah, and you can't get your oil changed in the same place that you buy your oranges. I just want to eat these.
Me too.
I don't want to talk anymore. We could probably go on for another very long while talking about all the little things that we've noticed. We've only been here for a few months, and these are just the main obvious ones that we've noticed. So just to kind of sum it up, I feel like the main thing to me is that American food culture is very much like bacon and over fattening and over processed and
delicious.
It's tasty, but there's no like balance to it, and there's no.
And it's like portion sizes.
Oh yeah,
like
portion sizes
large,
are incredible.
Everything super sized. Everything here seems a lot smaller.
New Zealand, I would say, is a lot more fresh, which we've talked about all this, but a lot more fresh focused and in the correct season, and just happier and healthier in general. Anyways, I think that's all for now. We're gonna finish off this guacamole and chips. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Oh, and let us know if you try out the guacamole recipe, or tell us if you have a different way that you think is better. I might tell you you're wrong. But anyways, bye.